Hello and welcome to a very cozy reading vlog. I have just been feeling kind of tired, a little run down lately, so I'm trying to lean into this week coziness and reading and doing nice things. And we're going to start off today with a little trip to the library. I made myself a coffee, which I filmed a clip of me actually making my coffee, so you'll watch that later. I'm not going to open the vlog with that. I'm reading a secret book for another vlog, and I might browse a little bit. I'm going to listen to some of my favorite book shopping music, which is 30 Happy Returns by Kate Resby. It's literally my favorite music to have on when I'm at a library or a bookstore, just browsing books and listening to it. It's the best. Can't be beat. I've listened to it so many times for that purpose. Yeah, so we're just gonna read. It's like 1 in the afternoon, so I'll probably just be here a couple hours and then head back home. It's Friday. I don't know if I told you that, and I may be doing, I may pick up a couple of odd jobs this coming week, but my normal nanny job doesn't need me. They're on vacation. So I'm just going to try to make the most of the time I have off and just lean into all the cozy vibes. I may look for a Switch game while I'm there, see what they have available, and I may play that a little bit, and we'll just go from here, just leaning into all the fun, cozy things. Okay, hi. Hopefully you can see me. I'm here to share with you my coffee syrups. I've been really into making my own coffee syrups lately, and we're going to try a new one today. So, I measured out brown sugar. We have maple extract, and I have some boiled water. We do a 2-to-1 sugar to hot water. So I have this zeroed out. I did 200 grams of sugar. I'm going to do 200 grams of water. I've never done one of these syrups with brown sugar, so I'm hoping that that will work. And then I'm going to do maybe a tablespoon of this, maybe a tablespoon and a half of the maple extract. I feel like this is going to be really strong. I think I'm going to do just one. Oh, okay. 1 and a little bit. I'm kind of winging it. Okay, 1 and a little bit. Maybe 1 and then a teaspoon. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to mix this up a little bit and then put it on the stove and boil it just until, well, not even boil, simmer it until all of this stuff dissolves. It smells delightful. I don't think I've ever had a maple coffee. And I do kind of want to try a cinnamon syrup at some point. I haven't tried that. I have a teeny bit left of an almond syrup that I've been having. And I think I'm going to do what's left of that with a little bit of maple and have an almond maple coffee today, which sounds yummy. So then this one's hard. Normally the extracts are clear, and so they'll you'll be able to see when the sugar is all dissolved. But this one I think I'm gonna have to go by feel, because it's very dark. So because the water was like just under boiling when I added it in, this takes a very small amount of time. I usually wait until we start getting like bubbles on the edges. Okay. And then this is extremely hot, so we want to be very careful. And that's basically it. Now I just need to let it cool, but I'm actually going to make a hot coffee today, so I don't need it to be cool. And you can keep this in the fridge. I've been able to keep my smaller ones on the counter. This little one, it's like, I've been able to keep this one on the counter. I'll probably refrigerate the bigger one.
You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? I used to be so quiet, like a flower on your wall, and everything around you made me feel like I was small. But then you said my name. Now it feels so strange. I've been waiting, oh so patient. Now the colors on my room are changing. Oh God, this feels amazing. Starting now with you, and I don't mind. You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? You give me butterflies. Oh, what a surprise. The thought of your kiss as the people walk by. I'm just dying to ask, wouldn't hurt to try. Just me and you. What should I do? I hope you hit me back, 'cause I can't wait to see you. Everything's a vibe. The both of us, who knew how fast things became? Now it feels so great. I've been waiting, oh so patient. Now the colors on my room are changing. Oh God, this feels amazing. Starting now with...
I'm in pajamas. I just got out of the shower. We are embracing cozy. So I have my iced coffee. I didn't update you before on the syrup, but I really like it. But I'm not sure if the maple actually adds anything to it or if I'm just tasting brown sugar. Because I think the brown sugar is probably really strong and it's probably overtaking the maple flavor. But when I make a latte with that brown sugar syrup, it reminds me of like a brown sugar boba, which is so yummy. So I'm really enjoying that. What am I going to be reading? I'm still working on my secret book. Let me see if I can show you without you seeing the cover. I'm about a third of the way through. This is a reread from when I was a teenager. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's just bringing me back. It's so good. I'm like, why have I waited so long to read it? I think I was nervous I wasn't going to like it on a second read, and I love it so much. And then I'm going to read a chapter of Don Quixote. And then, if I am feeling awake, because I am quite tired, I am reading the 1619 Project. This is a more full story of Blacks in the United States and how they were enslaved by us, how they came to be in the country, how slavery started much earlier than the founding of the United States, and how the effects of slavery have gone all the way through the history of the U.S. and before the history, like this continent has had a problem with slavery. And I'm a little ways in. I have to actually figure out where I was because I listened to like 6% of it on audiobook, and so I need to figure out where I was in this, but I would like to read a little bit of this. It's sectioned out into like chapters and then like poetry and little essays by different authors, so that's kind of fun. I think I'm on like chapter 1. I think I just did like the preface. So this one is titled Democracy, and it's by Nicole Hannah-Jones, who's like the creator of this project and kind of brought everything together. Let's see, how long is it? It's like 30 pages, so I might only read like a little bit of it, but I would like to get working on this a little bit more. So these are like my difficult reads, and then the other one is like my popcorn, like love, fill me with joy kind of read. Oh, and then I haven't told you, but I'm listening to a Sophie Kinsella book. It's called I've Got Your Number. And Sophie Kinsella, I'm so sad because she recently just passed away. She got diagnosed with a brain tumor, and she was in remission for a while, but then they were like, it's a matter of time that you have left to live, and she passed away fairly recently. And so now I'm like, I'm so sad. So she wrote the Confessions of a Shopaholic series, and that series gets a little silly towards the end, like too silly for me to love it. But I still really, really enjoy her books. I've listened to one while I was sleeping on the couch recovering from surgery. I've listened to them in college. I have just been like reading and listening to her books for a really long time, and it's so sad to think like she's not writing anymore, because she's been really good at like writing one a year, and she's had like a big backlist that I've been reading, and now I'm like, one day I'm gonna run out, and that's just, it's so sad, because like they are usually like rom-coms. Romance is usually a focus, and they're very heavily like comedic, and so sometimes her characters are like so annoying because she writes these really like stereotypical, almost like dumb blonde characters who are very like vain, very silly. But I don't know, there's always like this heart behind a lot of the books that I really like. And Sophie Kinsella is actually really smart, and she puts a lot of smart things in her books. And I don't know, there's just something like so homey. They're like a warm blanket. So I've been slowly listening to I've Got Your Number by her, and this is about like a woman who gets her phone, she's robbed, her phone gets grabbed out of her hand, and she finds a cell phone in a trash can and starts using it, and she gets connected to this guy through this phone, and hijinks ensue. This book is so ridiculous and so off the rails, and I love it so much. At the very beginning, I thought the main character was a little bit like airheaded in a way that seemed demeaning to women. Like I was like, really? Like we're going this far? And I feel like that's toned down a little bit, and we've kind of delved more into like why the character might be that way. Anyways, I've been listening to this for like 20 minutes before bed every night at like 1x speed. That's kind of how I'm doing audiobooks more now, is like slow before bed. I have like a jigsaw puzzle app that I use on my phone, and I just do a jigsaw puzzle in bed until I get sleepy, and it's delightful, and I wouldn't want to speed it up at all. So I'm just going really slowly through that, but I'm loving it, and I'm so sad that like one day I won't have any more Sophie Kinsella. But I think I have like a handful left, like a good handful, like at least 5 to 7, I believe, that I can read. So like we're not there yet, but now I have to like really pace them out, and I'm gonna have to find some new favorite like heavy on the comedy rom-com writers in the future. Good morning. It's Monday, and I slept in today. My husband's taking the day off work because he's not feeling well, so we're kind of having a quiet day. My sister's gonna come over this evening and hang out. And in the meantime, my goal is to finish a book today because I have been, reading pages here and there, reading a little bit, and I would like to kind of check one book off of my list of secret books that I'm trying to read for vlogs. So that's my goal today. I have 160 pages left in the secret book that I'm currently focusing on. I would like to knock that out of the park, which I think I could definitely do. And then I would like to get my steps in for the day, make sure I'm getting my movement. And then I need to do like a little bit of stuff this evening. But my current plan is to make a coffee and then go sit out on the porch because it just looks lovely and sunny out there right now. Okay, well, I got 20 pages in, and then I got a message asking if I was free to work today to do some house organizing and cleaning for a family, and so goodbye to my reading plans. I'm gonna get ready to go to work. So sad. But I need the work, so I gotta go do it.
And I don't mind. You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. It just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? You give me butterflies. I want a surprise. The thought of your kiss as the people walk by. I'm just dying to ask, wouldn't hurt to try. Just me and you. What should I do? Day and night I'm missing you. Keep running around my head, just dreaming every possibility. Oh, think about a moment where I'm lying next to you. It's like a fan.
Okay, well, I've been working for the past few days. What turned into a week off actually turned into a full 30-hour work week. I think by the time I'm done with it, it'll be close to 30 hours. So I've actually just been working every day and working lots, doing some hard work. It's Thursday. I was planning for this to just be like a very short vlog, but since I'm not actually able to read as much, I'm lengthening it. So what have I been doing to stay cozy or try to stay cozy while I'm working? I'm doing a very uncozy job. I'm like deep cleaning and organizing someone's house. They got a lot of stuff, a lot of clutter. Like I'm literally like pulling everything out of its space, deep cleaning everything, organizing, getting rid of old stuff, figuring out what's going to the thrift stores, then putting things back, give them some relief in their house. So it's great. It's a fulfilling job. I like that I'm being like super active. I'm like sore at the end of the day, so I feel like I'm getting like a workout while also being paid to like do a job. So, but it's not cozy. So what am I doing to stay cozy? I have been listening to tons of booktube videos that have been like on my watch later playlist forever, especially ones where it's just people chatting, like podcast style chats. So I've been just making my way through my watch later playlist. I've been listening to an audiobook. So I started Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. This is a classic. I'm reading it for the TBR Trek mid-challenge game. TBR Trek is hosted by Kim at Expedition Through Pages. It's a competitive readathon that takes place monthly, and it's very fun. It's like team-based, and there's a challenge to read women's books from different decades, and Lolly Willows is from the 20s, so it's a classic. I can listen to it on audiobook, knock it off my shelves. and also get some points for the challenge. It was a book I don't think I was going to get to if not for this challenge. It's one I was always like, I'll get to that someday, but never had any concrete plans. So I'm getting to that now. I was listening while I was doing some sorting, things like testing markers to see which ones worked and which ones didn't. So like very mindless. So I was listening to that. I'm enjoying it. It's basically just about a woman in the 20s who has her own job and is like, I'm going to go live in a house by myself and I don't want to be married and I'm just going to be like a good aunt to my nieces and nephews and be a spinster and just enjoy a quiet life in the country. And obviously that was very revolutionary for its time. And it's just a cozy little read. So I'm enjoying it. And then I'm working on my secret book as well. Really enjoying that. I'm just not reading very much of it because when I come home, I'm kind of wiped out and I want to watch RKG, which is a Let's Play channel that I love watching. It's just a group of 3 British guys playing games. I've been watching them for, I don't know, like 12 years now, and they play a lot of fun games, so I'm watching them play an Indiana Jones game. They play a lot of games that I would never buy and play. I tend to be like a Stardew Valley or Blueprints or cozy, puzzly RPG kind of games rather than like the AAA action type video games. So I really enjoy watching them play games. So when I come home at night, I'm like, I want to eat, I want to shower, and then I want to watch them on YouTube and just like rest. So I haven't been doing a ton of reading. I'm trying to squeeze them in at night, which is working. It just means I'm not reading a lot. So I'm going to stretch this vlog a little further to get a little more reading. I'm hoping to finish Lolly Willows tomorrow because it's like a 4.5-hour audiobook. It's really not long at all. I am listening to it on like 1 speed because the narrator talks a little fast. If I bump it up, I can't follow what's happening. So I'm going to work on that and do some more cleaning. And then I'll have an actual weekend before I go back to nannying and cleaning. So I will be really working hard, but it's good. I need the job. So it's great. I'm happy to be working. It's just interrupting what I thought this vlog was going to be. But vlogs can change and that's okay. Hello. I am here in the bedroom. I could not be bothered to go downstairs to film because I caught a cold. So I've been sniffling and sneezing like crazy. The new family that I'm working for, the mom caught a cold and I immediately got it because that's just what happens when you're in people's homes. So that's always fun. So this cozy vlog went from a week of not working and reading to working a lot and getting sick, but I did read, and I actually did read a decent amount. So I finished my secret book, which I will not be telling you about in this video, but it's amazing because I needed to make progress on the stack of books I have for a secret project. And I finished Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. I finished this, I think, on Friday when I was working, or Thursday. I don't remember. One of those 2 days. I finished it then. And I liked it all right. This had a lot of good, like, nature writing about our main character, Laura, being out in the woods, enjoying nature, enjoying solitude. There was a character, I think it was her nephew. I'm not the best at listening to audiobooks, especially classics, but that's fine because I didn't love this one, so I don't think it's one I needed to, like, read physically. There was a nephew who, like, lived with her for a time, and she was constantly comparing their 2 ways of being within the world and within nature, and how he was, like, always, like, talking about it and quantifying it and thinking of it scientifically, and she just wants to, like, bask in the wonder that is nature and enjoy the quiet solitude of the forest. And when she was with him, he was always talking and, like, scaring away wildlife and stuff like that. And that was all fine. Like, I enjoyed it. It wasn't that interesting, but it wasn't bad. And then I must have missed some things. I was probably focused too much on cleaning. And suddenly, like, the main character was, like, talking with Satan. And I did not understand why that was happening. I remembered hearing that this had, like, magical realism in it. So I was, like, expecting, like, fairies or something. But apparently the magical realism was Satan. I thought for a minute that it was, like, she had sort of nicknamed her nephew in her head Satan or something. It was so weird. And I didn't really understand most of that. And I kind of tuned out. Like, I listened to the end and I kind of got the gist of it. But at that point, I was kind of done with it. This is only a 4.5-hour audiobook. So I really wasn't that invested. And I think probably once I hit like the 2/3 point, I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. We're kind of just saying the same things over and over again. So it was fine. I think I gave it like a 2.5, maybe a 2-star. If it's not a 2-star, I should probably bump it down to a 2-star because I really don't think I'm taking much with me from it. Like, the nature writing was nice, but the story, I don't know, was a little weird. It was just kind of her hating on her nephew and then talking to Satan. So, I don't know. So, that was my week. I tried to make it as cozy as possible. I definitely let myself slow down when I got home from work and, like, did something cozy, which was usually watching RKG, the Let's Play channel, because I've been watching them for years. I started watching with my sister when we were living together, and I've kind of continued, and I talk with my siblings about it. And so it's just a very cozy kind of turn your brain off. I don't watch a lot of television, and I don't watch a lot of movies. And so, like, video game Let's Plays are often what I watch instead because I really do enjoy video games, but, like, I don't have many consoles and I don't plan to spend money on many consoles. And so games that I wouldn't necessarily play, I do sometimes enjoy watching other people play them. So that was very cozy. I would often, like, have a little bit of dessert and watch that and just, like, rest my feet that were hurting from being on my feet all day. And I really reveled in showering after cleaning a house all day, feeling sweaty and dusty and grimy. And so I think I achieved coziness, just not in the way I was expecting. So that is all that I have for you. I'm going to go rest until we start the week over again. I would love to know if you have found a way to be a little extra cozy lately. Please tell me what it is. I always like hearing what little rituals or little tricks people have for squeezing coziness into their days. I would love to hear. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.